we finna get the fireside chat started. Let me get a round of applause for that. So on this amazing chat, what we got coming up, we got Miss Nikki in the building. Nikki Sanders, make some noise. And also Mr. Will, let's go.
Last time that I checked, I was selling in the set. Make $250,000, no sweat. Last time that I checked, I'm the streets voice out west. Legendary self-made progress. Last time that I checked, first you get the money, then respect, then the power and the come next. Last time that I checked, I've been self-made from the dribble. I was been saying I'm a killer. Playing no games with you. Pop clutch, switch lanes on you.
Alright, we good. Let's roll this question because we don't want to assume everybody know who Nikki is, right?
You should just ask if you do. Who doesn't? I got you then. I got you. Come, stop lying. You're a liar. You're a liar.
So, what made you get into what you're doing now, sis?
That's a wide. Can we narrow that down? That's a wide open situation.
Okay, what made you want to get into this?
Oh, so you ask it again? Okay, you guys.
Yeah. Get it right.
So here's the thing, right? It kind of just like fell on my lap, to be honest with you. So what happened was I was in the Navy for about like 9 years, right? And I was in IT. So I had nothing to do with social media, had nothing to do with content, nothing like that. I was working at a bank, and I got this guy who was yelling at me on YouTube over and over again, right? Yep. Some of y'all may know his name is Eric Thomas, aka E.T. the Hip Hop Preacher. E.T. Right? So I got into his community. I just started serving. And eventually what happened was like, yo, you want to take over my social media? I said, I'm addicted to it. Sure, why not? Why don't we do that? And it kind of like led into something that was way bigger than I was expecting it. From just starting to create content to now helping other people create content and turn their ideas into pretty much a business.
Got you. Barry, hit him.
Man. Okay, so since we're talking about content, right, one of the things that you said that really touched my soul a couple of months back, you said, if you scared of content, you scared of yourself. So what does that mean to you on a deeper level?
So content is a reflection of who we are, right? So sometimes we are inconsistent with content because we haven't really sat down to say, this is how I really need to show up, right? So if we are silly in our content, this is how we really show up in real life, right? If we are a little bit reserved and we're like a little monotone and things like that, that's how we are in real life. So if we are not putting out true, authentic content, we are not going to really scale, and we're not going to really get the followers that we need because we're really not who we're supposed to be, right? And no one says that we have to be a character. There's a lot of characters. The real conversation that I had recently was, and Isaiah knows, like, people will come up to me like, yo, you are the same exact person online that you are in real life.
That's good, fam.
And at first I was like, isn't that what everybody does? Like, isn't that a real thing? Until I started meeting characters. Right? And so where in real life, they were amazing. They were amazing human beings and everything like that. Online, that's a different story. Like you could tell that this is not really, they're not really about that life. Right? And what's crazy is that they would probably have a more loyal, I'm not even going to say larger following, they would probably have a more loyal following if they were their true self, right? If they really just showed up like, yo, you know what? All I'm really doing today is being in front of the computer. Because there's other people that are like, man, me too.
Come on.
I am also. And I didn't think being in front of the computer was content. I didn't think anybody would care. I didn't think anybody would even be interested in that. And you'll be very surprised that just being yourself, so many other people are like, you just gave me the power to do exactly what I was scared to do. So yeah, so I do believe like content is a reflection of who you are. And if you're not showing up, it's because you don't know who you are.
That's good.
That's a gem.
So let me ask you this. So how does a speaker or a coach or an entrepreneur just in general, because you know it's tough to put out content and you know stay consistent with content. So what's a strategy that somebody can take today to be able to put content potentially on autopilot?
So I always say this: if you're a speaker, speak. If you're a painter, paint. If you sell merch, post content to sell merch, right? The way that it is on autopilot is by showing your life, right? So not all. Let's keep it a buck. Not all of us have speaking gigs every single week.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Facts.
But that doesn't mean you can't speak every single week.
That's good.
So your platforms are now your stage.
Yeah.
So you do not have to wait for someone to say, "Hey, can you speak to my crowd of like 100 people about this particular thing?" Whatever you feel like you want to speak about, speak on that.
Yeah.
Show that life that you want to have. Show that, right? Whatever you want to do. So that's how you become in autopilot, is just by doing it and not overthinking it. What happens is when it's not on autopilot, it's because you're overthinking. And we've proven it too many times where the content that we spend hours on is trash. You hardly get any type of views, any type of content, any type of engagement, anything like that, right? The ones that we're like, I don't give a crap about this. Let me put it up. I'm just so over it. I'm so over social media. And like, yo, oh my God, how? And then you go, okay, I like content again. I like social media again. I'm gonna spend all the hours on it, and you went the opposite way.
Yeah.
Your audience already showed you. Stop overthinking this crap. Just post it. Just do what you need to do, and then it'll start working. But the reason why it's not on autopilot is because we're overthinking.
Very.
Listen, okay. This question is for my coaches and consultants, right? Could you give us 3 hacks on how we can develop and gain our own tribe?
So, okay. So one, you have to understand how to leverage the platforms, right? And to leverage the platforms, what I mean by that is understanding the different features.
Yeah.
So if we're trying to attract, let's talk about Instagram, just
Yeah.
real
Yeah.
quick. So if we're trying to attract the tribe, I need to get brand reach, right?
Yeah.
So I need to get brand awareness. So that means I'm probably going to have to do reels, right? Why? Because that is the one that they're pushing the most. Right. So I have to play the platform game, and I have to leverage that particular feature, right? Now that I get them, now I have to retain my audience. So that means I may have to show a deeper side of me. I may have to go into carousels and take them through a story. I may have to go live and now start talking to them on a regular basis. Regular basis don't mean every single day. It could be once a week. It could be every other week, however you want to go about it, right? Cool. Now I'm getting them to engage. I'm getting them to talk to them. I'm going on my stories. I'm polling them out. I'm not just showing my life. I'm getting them involved in my life, right? Yeah. And then I will take certain posts and I'll try to convert them to get off social media, because if social media was to it would be killed right now, my whole community would be on social media. I have no way to communicate with them. So I'm now attracting them, I'm retaining them, and I'm then converting them and getting them off social media, so that I already understand that probably 10 to 1% of my audience is my true loyal fans.
Absolutely.
And I am okay with that, because I can't cater to hundreds and hundreds and hundreds every single day.
Yeah.
But I have the solution for the 10 to 1%. And so I just need to get them off social media, but attract them through reels, keep them through carousel, single posts, and lives, and then convert them with however post you want to do it, but make sure you're getting them on an email list, making sure they're getting on a community app like Discord, like Mighty Networks, like Circle, right? One of these, School is a new one that they have.
Yeah.
Get through that process, and your loyal fans will be there.
Ooh,
That good, y'all?
man.
Yeah.
Y'all got them hacks?
Yeah.
All right.
I love it. I love it. So let me ask you this. So I think I want to ask you this, because I think a lot of people, in their business struggle sometimes. What was the point in your business to where you struggled and then you bounced back?
I struggle every day. What you mean? Like, life lives. Okay?
Facts.
Life lives.
Yeah.
So there's not a period that necessarily I'm not struggling. It's how am I showing up every single day, right? Because am I getting the numbers that I feel like I should be getting? No. To some, that may be a struggle, right? Some be like, nigga, you got 100K followers, who cares?
Yeah.
Okay, but is that all converting, right? I got to figure that part out. So I'll say this, there was a time where I didn't necessarily think that I'm supposed to do what I'm supposed to do, right? A really big, strong feeling of imposter syndrome, especially when you're starting out and you are now looking at other people and you're like, damn, I don't say it like that. I don't do it that way. I'm not getting these particular numbers like them. And then I realized that, you know what? I'm just going to do what I can.
Yeah.
Because what I can is enough. And I'm going to do stuff what's in front of me because what's in front of me is just enough.
That's right.
Right?
Yep.
To come to realize that with each level that I got up, I helped people in each level. Right?
good.
So when I was a 1, I was helping zeros.
Yeah.
Those people who didn't even necessarily start.
Yeah.
Right? When I was a 2, I was helping 1s and zeros.
Yeah.
When I turned a 3, and all the way down. I don't necessarily have to be a 10 to start.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
That's good.
So once I got that out of my head of like, yo, because of who I work with and because of all the things that I'm in front of, I have to be this certain kind of level. No one told me that.
Yeah.
No one told me my content had to look a certain kind of way. There's no laws on that. There's no laws on that a caption has to be this kind of way. How many times I have to frequently do this and that. There's nothing that's out there that tells me what to do. Yeah. But I looked at other people and said, I have to do it this way, and that was a lie.
Yeah.
And so I stopped getting that out of my head, and once I stopped, then I was like, yo, I'm gonna be honest, I'm an only child. So I was like, you know what, let me get back in my own world, because that's the only thing that matters. It started to work. In the way that it's supposed to work.
That's right. Very.
Man, I want to talk about the benefits of IG Live. You know, because as we're at the mastermind for speakers and everything like that. For that speaker who is debating on getting on live, what are the benefits of them going on live, and how can you monetize IG Lives?
So can we have an honest conversation?
Yeah, absolutely.
I have a hate, a little bit of love relationship with IG Live.
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay. Reason why is because in this season, there's other platforms that will amplify you and get you more reach than Instagram Live. I feel like Instagram is one of those platforms that you need, and it builds a strong community, but it sucks for reach purposes.
Yeah.
Right? It is literally, if you can figure out the reach formula, stay there and then nurture. Lives are only there to nurture. Lives are not there for discoverability.
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay? So, if you're looking for discoverability from a live standpoint, I would say TikTok and YouTube. Reason why is because of the SEO purposes. So there are people who are constantly looking up certain things that you do.
Yeah.
And then your live is going to pop up. So from a discoverability, if you're like, yo, Nikki, I need reach, then yes. And your vibe is lives, cool. If not, and you're cool with like, I just want to do the audience retention. I want to pour into my people, this, that, and the third. One, that IG Live is good for that. Lives, I'll say this, lives are never for the right now. Lives are for the future.
Come on.
So you should never look at it and be like, I only got 4 people on my lives and stop.
Yeah.
Your lives are for the clips that you can post that is going to get you 100 views, 200 views, 1,000 views, 3,000 views, 300,000 views. It's for the later and it's not for the now, right? So you have to perform or show up authentically, however you want to go about it, as if there are thousands of people watching, regardless of what platform that you're on, because it's for the later, right? Now, of course, from a monetization standpoint, you have badges, right? So people who are on there, it's like a tipping system. And so you go and you make sure that you add value, and they go, yo, if I've ever added any kind of value, just buy a badge. Or you could do it in the gamification side. So if you're saying, yo, I will review, let's say you cook, right? Yo, I will cook a particular item right now if you buy a badge. If you buy 3 badges, boom, people will do that. You can make it very gamified so you can make the money. Some people will just be there to support you, cool. Another way is subscriptions, right? So what I do is none of my lives you find on my page. All my lives is based off a subscription. So the only way you can get my replay is if you are an IG subscriber.
Yeah.
And they have a feature now to where you press it and they can instantly become a subscriber right on your live. So those are 2 different ways. And then also, from an automation way, everybody, if you can, write this down. ManyChat. 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 MANY, yep, chat. Okay? So how many people have seen the comment this and I'll give you this? Or comment that and I'll give you this all the time, right? So that program, ManyChat, does that. And on your lives, it can do that as well. So if I say, yo, comment corner, and you can join my newsletter, right? You comment that inside of the chat. You don't have to DM me, nothing. And then a little messenger bot will send you, hey, here's the link directly. Because what you want to do when it comes to any platform, but specifically Instagram, is that you want to treat your followers like they're babies. Not saying that they're babies, but you want to make it very easy so they don't have to get distracted, because we live in a world of distractions. So, yo, you want to join my newsletter? Don't worry, I'll give it to you. Just comment this. Just do me this favor. Just show the interest. Comment this, and then I'll send it to you, right? And that platform allows you to do automations between lives, between posts, between stories, and it's just so amazing.
Y'all getting some game today?
Jesus. All right, bet. So we have a lot of speakers in here, obviously.
Obviously.
Right. So from a videographer perspective, right? Because you've worked with some of the most amazing speakers and human beings on this planet. What should a speaker communicate to their videographer to be able to position them to get more contracts, or to look like what they're trying to charge?
So your videographer is not the person you find randomly that can hold your phone. Let's start there, okay?
One more again.
Talk that.
What's going on, kings and queens? It's your boy Willis Bless, and guess what, man? Atlanta, I'm telling you, we coming to you. Not only we coming to you, we bringing some hitters. Listen to me, we're gonna literally have a 3-day live event that's gonna show you, number one, how to get around community, because the community that you're around determines the currency that you have. Day 2, we're definitely gonna break down the spiritual development aspect and mental testicular fortitude that you need to be able to operate at a high level as an entrepreneur and a business owner. And most importantly, day 3, we get to work. We're gonna roll our sleeves up and we're gonna literally map out your businesses and take it to a whole other level. So whether you're making 5 figures, you're gonna learn how to make 6 figures. If you're making 6 figures, you're gonna have to make 7 figures. If you're making 7 figures, you're gonna learn how to make 8 figures. I'm telling you, you do not wanna miss this. Get in the room, because the best room is the sauce room. Let's get it, let's grow. Click the link below. Let's be great, baby.
Yes, thank you. Somebody's speaking for me. So a videographer is not a person that you find randomly in the crowd saying, hey, hold my phone. Reason why is because they're not going to understand the angles that you need. They're not going to understand to keep you centered, right? Their arm is going to get tired and it's going to get shaky, and you're going to be like, this was trash, right? So what you should be communicating is, one, what are your true needs?
Yeah.
If you are focused on social media clips, tell them that. If you are focused on YouTube, tell them that. If you're focused on, I need this as a replay for my community, tell them that. Reason why is because the way they shoot is going to be different now. Yes. So we can't assume, and I say this about like social media managers and things like that, but I also am going to talk about it from a videographer standpoint. We can't assume that they're unicorns. Meaning, we can't assume that they could do pictures, videos, edits, short form edits, long form edits, everything like that for $200. Right?
He almost passed out, fam.
There you
I
go.
just let
There
know.
you go.
We need a deacon back there.
Videographers
deacon.
hype now. They hype now.
So he's taking pictures. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna take her picture now. My man was not taking pictures of me. I said that. He said, yes, come here. Come, I'm taking all the pictures
Money
of you
shot.
now. Thank you. So we have to be realistic with our budget. Social media, yes, we need content, absolutely. But if we are not putting a value, a money value of what exactly we're going to do with this content, you are always going to try to get $50, $100 worth of footage, and it's going to treat you like $50, $100 worth of content.
Better preach, Nikki.
So you'll only post it once, and it won't do good, and that's fine, because you get what you paid for, right? You didn't pay for the exact reason why you needed it. You didn't pay for the strategy behind it, right? You didn't even ask them, yo, based off my profile and what I'm trying to do, what would be the best way to use this footage? You just go, shoot, Will told me I need footage. I need you to record, right? I need to do this, I need to do that, right? Where really everything has a purpose. If you pay $500 for a video, let's just say, randomly, you just pay $500, you should be making $700 and more for that one piece. Why? Because you're posting it once, right? Then you're posting it a couple of months later. Then you're posting it a couple of months later. Then you're turning it into a newsletter, that the newsletter then has an affiliate marketing thing that is then going to give you some money. That same newsletter is probably you're going to promote your community that is paid in a course.
Yep.
You need to understand how to milk content for it not to just be used once. So those cute little recaps that we do at our end of our gigs, that's cute. They're very cute, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. They're probably one of the useless pieces of content out there. I'm sorry, that's probably gonna ruin some of your money. I know, I get it. Let me break it down. It's pretty. Don't get it twisted. They're very pretty. They fill your ego.
Ooh.
They don't add value to none of the audience. You're saying, yo, this is what I did. This is amazing. But if you don't put no money and put ads on that, it's an ego filler. So you have to put, if you're going to do a recap video, please put money behind it. Right? Please do that. Or strategically put it on your website for your next event and say, yo, you missed out on all these different events. Let me show you. So you know that it's going to bring you money. But if you're going to put a recap video just on your social media and be like, boom, this is what we did. Now go buy my next event. You know what I mean? They're like, boy, girl, I don't give a damn about your event.
Big facts.
I was not there. It looked cute. It looked great. I'm not engaging with this. It's not adding value to me. It only adds value to you. So I don't know what the original question was, but that's
No, that was heavy.
No, that's game. That's game.
Go ahead,
That's
Mary.
game. I want you to talk about the power of algorithm, right? I want you to talk about, to the speakers out there, to the coaches, to the entrepreneurs, just starting from the ground up, how often should they be posting?
How often can you post?
There we go. There we go. We talking now.
So I could tell, like my man in front, I could tell you, yo, post every single day. You're going to get successful, right? He could be like, yes, I'm going to do it. After all this today, after y'all being so motivated and everything like that, you're like, yes, I'm going to post every single day. You're going to get home, and then life is going to life. And then you're going to remember the real schedule that you have.
Yeah.
Between a 9 to 5, between probably
Yeah.
being a spouse, a parent,
Yeah.
a caretaker, whatever it is. And you're going to be like, yeah, so I could post probably about 3 times a week at most. That better be the most firiest 3 times a week that you do. Because Just because other people are posting every single day doesn't mean that that's the true blueprint of success.
Yeah.
You only know your blueprint to success. It's individual. It's different for every single person. And there's a journey. So you may have to start with 3. You may have to start until you really figure out a rhythm. You'd be like, yo, I can do 4 now.
Yeah.
I can do 4. I can do 5 now. Actually, I'm making money. I can actually invest in somebody to make sure that I do 7. It's a journey, but you have to respect the journey.
Yeah.
And be like, you know what? Realistically now, I can commit. And I always tell people, what can you commit to? Not what everybody else is doing. Not when everybody is active, then post. Because you may not be ready to post at that time. I post at the most random times. Why? Because I'm a global brand. And so somebody is up. Right? So I'm going to say, you know what? I can post, for me, because I love doing this, I can post every single day, but don't ask me what times.
Yeah.
Because I could post at midnight. My West Coast people love me. I got a whole, we were looking at analytics, and this is why I say everybody's a global brand. We were looking at analytics. I got a whole tribe in Nigeria. I ain't never been there. I just found out that I was Nigerian.
Hey.
Like last year. So I don't know if they got a radar like, Nikki's Nigerian. We're all going to show up now. The weirdest thing, right? But for those people who are really starting to really starting to take content serious and really starting to take social media serious, you be realistic. Yo, I could post 4 times a week, but when I show up, it's going to be so fire. It's going to be so authentic. It's going to be so to my audience, and they're going to know that I'm talking to them, that they're going to clock in every single time I show up.
Jesus.
Y'all getting some sauce?
But think about it, because if you're trying to go straight up, I'm going to post every single day, in the beginning, you're trying to reach a masses that you're not ready for.
Heavy.
Yeah.
And she just put them,
Yes, she did.
Barack Obama. Fellow Americans. So, what would be one ingredient that you would leave to an underdog out there right now?
One what?
One underdog.
Say the whole
Somebody who's being overlooked.
No, I know what an underdog is.
Yo, what,
I was
what
like-
is one? Oh, my
I
bad.
was trying to get the first part. This man is breaking down all about an underdog. I know what an underdog is.
Oh, my bad.
I was like, what was what?
One ingredient.
One ingredient for an underdog. You're in competition with yourself and nobody else. So when you think about it, when you're looking at your content and you're like, it's not perfect, to who? To yourself. When you're like, yo, these are not the numbers I need to be getting, to who? Because what is true success? Where in there says this is social media success? This is branding success. This is conversion success. Where? We're going based off what other people are doing, not based off the journey that we're supposed to have.
That's right.
So I'm like, you have to stop being so hard on yourselves. You're amazing. Like everybody, whoever they're saying, yo, I'm a level 3. You're probably a level 5. Yo, I'm a level 2. You're probably a level 4. We always are so hard on ourselves, and we think that the things that we're putting out aren't up to par, or aren't there yet, or aren't worth it, or shout out to those people who are like super private. Yo, Nikki, I'm just not, like, I can't be out there. I'm just not of that cloth. Okay, that's great. And you're going to continue to be left.
Yeah.
Because we are in an era that if you do not have content, you do not have a brand.
Facts.
So if we're really trying to have that global reach, now there's some people that are just like super millionaires and like, Nikki, I don't give a damn about no damn social media. Absolutely, great. You don't need it. However, there are people who are feeling like there's so much more for us.
That's right.
And with social media, it is the only way that we are able to have global impact for free. So stop being in true competition with yourself, because we don't care. Only you care. That's it.
Man, y'all clap it up for the GOAT, Nikki.
Man, y'all clap it up for Nikki, man.
Man,
Dropping these gems.
I just want to personally say to you, man, I appreciate you. The squad appreciates you for coming and just adding the value that you add, and just, man, please, I know you already know, but don't ever change who you are for anybody.
Absolutely,
I
absolutely.
definitely want to give you those roses while you can smell them.
Thank you.
You feel me? So, all right, y'all. We gone, all right?
Last time that I checked, there's 5 chains on my neck. There's no smut on my breath. Last time that I checked, I was selling in the set. Make $250,000, no sweat. Last time that I checked, I'm the streets voice out west. Legendary self-made.
Yeah, you can pass
Okay.
on it. Yeah.
All right, so who's first?
Arcavius.
Okay. All right. Hold on real quick. Arcavius.
I was like,
So my question to you,
Nick.
Nikki.
10 minutes.
My question to you, Nikki, as a few of us who was talking about relationships.
Yeah.
And I followed you maybe for a few years, and I realized how you and Mouse, your Moose. Okay, you see what I'm? Listen, I am terrible with names.
I was like, wow.
Mouse who?
Hey, please cut that out. I don't want Moose seeing that.
But you and Moose have been connected for years.
Yeah.
How important it is for you to share with us that, relationships is so important because of the chemistry, the relationship how it shows to other people that sticking through, like Marlon and Will. How important is relationship to this industry, what we're in?
So it's all about, I don't, relationship, yes. Collaboration, I instantly think branding and everything like that. Collaboration is so key to growth, right? And you only get collaborate. For me, I don't collaborate with nobody I don't have a relationship with. Like, I don't do random, like, yo, you got mad numbers, you got mad this, like, let's collaborate. I go more on, are we cool? Can I have a conversation with you? Right? And with that, that means what happens afterwards super exceeds anything, right? It shows that you don't have to do it by yourself. So the podcast came from an idea, right, of like, yo, we talk every day, why not? So we did that, it worked, and we're going to continue to do that. Now, there's other people that I have relationships with that the collab may not be so public, right? But it's so effective. I have Deeper Than the Brand because that was all collaboration. So now we're serving over 6,000 people in our community because of collaboration. Not because of employees, not because of this is what you can do for me. It is based off the relationship that we have, that I can have a conversation with CJ, like, yo, how's your daughter and all that great stuff. And she's like, yo, okay, what are we doing with merch? You know what I mean? How are we dealing with this challenge? So relationship for me is a requirement for collaboration. If I do not have a relationship with you, you cannot even get on my platform. I'm never gonna talk to you. You know what I mean? Like, it's cool. I'm not thirsty for it. Right? And because I'm not thirsty, does that stunt my growth? No, it just makes it maybe a little bit longer, but that means God is getting me ready for what I'm supposed to have.
That's right.
Because if I was to rush on those different collaborations, I wouldn't be necessarily ready, right? So relationship over everything in order to collab with me, at least.
You got Kevin.
I love it.
Oh, you good? Coach P.
All right. Coach P, it's on you.
It was personal, all about me, so I just
Come on,
went to
you're Leo. It's always
Okay.
about you.
Yes,
No, come on.
always.
Yeah, no, it's always.
Okay, personally, perhaps of many people, I talk about mental health along with the brand.
Yep.
But I work with youth and young adults, and as you guys see, I'm very active. I'm very funny, but mental health is not a funny subject to some.
Right.
So making it more where I'm always authentic, but I want to make it more as I relate to my youth in a more funny manner. Is there any suggestions as I talk about that?
I don't know. So that is such a touchy subject that I don't even know you need to make it funny. Entertaining doesn't necessarily mean laughs. Entertaining means you getting them outside of their reality, right? So that means you're provoking an emotion of some way, shape, or form, right? Now, is the emotion seriousness? Is the emotion thought-provoking? Is the emotion getting them outside of anxiety? Probably. Is it funny? Me personally, if I have, and I suffered through depression, right? I'm very vocal about that. Do I need to see funny crap about mental health? No, because now I feel like you're mocking me.
And not in a way of funny, but when I talk to my youth, it's, oh man, coach, I do got stuff going on. Because as I suffer through depression. So when I'm coming at them all the time, like, oh my gosh, let's come to this classroom, let's talk. I have a psychology degree. I decided to go away with it so I can be more one-on-one. But me being one-on-one is real, is understanding we can laugh through pain because pain is meant for us to change something.
Yeah.
So in that way of how to make it, because I be afraid to do just even that because I feel like this is so much of a laughter what I just said to you, not, oh my gosh, you went through this, because I've got a whole backpack of stuff I've gone through. But making even this content, I feel like it's picking at something that somebody is going through.
I say do skits. You could do skits.
Okay.
With real life conversations, right? So what is the problem? That is the character, right? You are solving the problem, and that's the other character, right? And so when you make it more into a conversation, that can be entertaining to them, right? Because you're switching the distractions, right? Because now they're like, oh, it's not just you in front of the camera like, so this is the problem, and this is how you solve it. This is like, man, I'm going through it. Oh, like, tell me exactly what you're going through. Blah, 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 blah. That's it. Like, you could add a little bit, like, that kind of, like, maybe sarcasticness, maybe a little bit funny, blah, blah, blah. But have a skit so they can see themselves in your content.
I love it. I think that one right there. You want to do that later, Will?
I got you. These student athletes.
All right, man. Well, that is it. Nikki, we appreciate you. And as always, let's get it. Let's grow. Most important, let's be great. Peace.
All right, Nikki, we hear your I didn't get that up, I gotta get it.
Progress last time that I checked. First you get the money, then respect, then the power and the